Hakeem Mashour drops in the three. And the Golden Grizzlies.
Like so many people have lost that understanding, and there's so much more folks that seem to be ready to die. It's to be able to help some folks pull out some hidden areas in their life that they didn't realize made them want to live. That's what I want to help with.
A lot of times, like you said, it's not, we don't talk enough. The game that they play, you figure you sit and play with them. 4 or 5 hours a day, and you hear all the negativity, all the violence that goes in the news, and it doesn't help when a child's mind sees and hears family members go at each other as if they were strangers.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's one of the reasons I just explained to Ezekiel, the oldest grandbaby, the reason that I take the stance that I do. I have a cousin who encouraged my oldest child to do some things out here in the world when she was younger, and for that cousin encouraging my daughter to do these things, she was gone for 30 days. Nobody knew where she was, and it hurt me. I was able to hear some things that this cousin had said to her, but this is a cousin who had always been jealous of her, who had always been upset with the fact that I took care of her as well as I did. So she did what the devil usually does, which is, convince my daughter that I was the one that was jealous of her, and I was the one trying to hold her back from something, And so following that, I ended up having a stroke and a nervous breakdown once I finally got her back. And I told my grandbaby, I can't be around that person. I've forgiven, and in the general sense that I don't dwell on it, I don't sit on it, I don't let it fester. But I'm not around that person because I vowed from seeing things as a child myself that I'd never draw my family's blood. And for a long time, I felt like anytime around this person, because this person is such just demon-filled. She is a very, I would say, demon-filled individual, and seems to be proud of that. I said I have to stay away because that is always going to try to pull something out of me that I refuse to give, and so I don't want to draw my family's blood, so I stay away from this individual. And I've been working with the children to help them understand why, getting back at somebody isn't always the best thing, and if you have to use self-control in all of these areas. I would explain it more if, in cases of us providing services and things like that, but when we're here on the show, I try to keep things as vague and blanket as possible, but you all out there understand what I'm saying.
But, it goes along with, it's not worth the new case. You keep it real simple.
Well, for me, it's not worth the first case. I don't have a case, and I intend to keep it that way.
That has had trouble with the law knows there is tremendous effort afforded to complete a case.
Yeah.
And so any of you that are listening, you know what I'm saying is, it's not worth a new case.
Yeah.
Nothing no one does if they haven't reached out and touched you, touched your child, touched your significant other, your mom. It's not worth a new case. But, we have a program and several programs that will be supporting us in the restorative justice.
Name as performance. There are lots of churches filled with people who are into performance, but not faithfulness. You see, performance is trying to earn your way to heaven, which you cannot anyway. But faithfulness is how to use what you've been given. Performance is trying to earn God's love, which you cannot do. But faithfulness is recognizing that you are only a steward, that you are only a manager and not an owner. Performance is an outward expression. Faithfulness is an inner attitude. Performance is a competition, but faithfulness is a lifestyle. There are 4 things here I want to share with you from this parable, and they all begin with the letter R: responsibility, reaction, reckoning, and reward. I hope you're impressed. That's my performance. I was impressed with me. The responsibility that each of us has, the reaction that we exhibit toward that responsibility, and thirdly, the reckoning day which we all will face, and finally the reward that some of us are going to get. First, the responsibility. Jesus is trying to tell us that every one of us have been given responsibilities. We have been given spiritual assets. We've been given material assets. We have been given time assets, which we all get exactly the same amount. These assets vary from one to one to one. God is not a socialist. Did you get that? He does not treat us all like we are cookie cutters. We've been made by a cookie cutter. No. He knows you and me by name, by temperament. He knows everything about us, and he treats us individually. That's why the socialism is from the devil. I don't want to get political here, but I'm just going to level with it. You see, God is a fair God. God is a just God. And God will not ask us to be responsible for that which he has not given us. Are you with me? These 3 servants were given 3 different measures. Even the first 2 faithful ones were not given exactly the same amount. One was given 5, the other was given 2. And they both doubled what they were given. You notice the master never asked the one who was given 2, why didn't you bring 5? That's not our God. That's not the way he will deal with us. Now, there are some Christians who literally waste their lives thinking about what they don't have, or what they were